I surprised Dallas real estate entrepreneur Monica with a 5-figure VIP day where we worked together one-on-one on a major challenge in her company and then hung out courtside with my family at the Mavericks game. So when I go to your Instagram right now, I see your videos. I see some of your, you have different types of videos. I think I haven't seen a renovation video in like a month or two, right? And when I do see your renovation videos, they sort of stop before the renovation happens or when the custom happens, right? So what I was thinking before we even had this conversation, I was looking at it last night, is you are so compelling. You are a compelling person. Like I could see you being on the news, like a newscaster or something. You have like a certain personality and certainly an authenticity that people can understand and resonate with. And your goals are so lofty and commendable. You, I think, without spending a dime on ads, could command an Instagram, TikTok, YouTube world, and LinkedIn world, those 4 places. And it would not take much more than what you already do. But what it would take, and this might be the harder part, is that it would take you being able to film a renovation or a custom now, like in the next few days or weeks. Do you have a project happening right now?
I actually just finished one.
We just finished one.
Yeah, well, tomorrow we're going over there.
Okay.
And we just have like some final touch-ups, but it was not like great and lofty. It was like just a basic remodel, but it still looks good.
It looks good because it was one way before, and it looks different and better.
Yeah,
that's all you need. That's all you need. Do you have footage from it being put together?
Yeah, so I haven't posted it because we're not done, but that's going to be like my next project.
Yeah, so when I see your videos today, I see what you're doing. I understand what you're doing, but I don't know that you take the viewer on the full journey as you could. And so what I think, I really like the angles you get, and I like that it's like from your point of view, and like you're doing this and you're playing the music, and people know this is how we show up, which I think is really good. But I think that a little bit more planning of exactly what this video is going to accomplish, like what the intention is, the intent, and then what the outcome is supposed to be. If you put up, like, let's say it's the same house, because you're not going to have a bunch of houses right now. Let's say it's this house. You have footage already, how it started, like, and how what is it? Like, how it started, where we are today, or whatever it is. I forgot what mean is. But, like, you have that footage, but then you take it all the way to the finished product, and you really show us. What it reminds me of is there's a woman, she put up videos of her transforming small patches of of gardens. So she would create, put the box around the garden, and then she would like show you how it looks afterwards. And then over that, she would put words, a script that she would say, or she would put like, 5 things I bet you didn't know about gardening. And they would get thousands and thousands and thousands of views. And it just drove people to her course that she had of how do you transform your own garden. So for you, I think what you have done is laid the foundation, no pun. I think you laid I'm corny, don't worry. I think that you've laid the foundation for everything that you need in order to create this amazing, like full-scale content marketing. So I'm not going to tell you not to spend money on ads because I think you should do what you want to do, and I would love to see how that works out. I also think that there is a way to spend an hour or two just going over at some point, just like this is exactly what the video could be. This is what you'll talk about, the topic you'll talk about very clearly. This is what, so one of them would be, this is remodel. I think those would be the most popular. Like, this is my company. We employ many people. We're in Oak Cliff right now. And it went from this to this, because people are going to look at that and see a 20-second makeover and say, I want her to do that to my house, or I want to buy a house from her. Another type would be here are 3 things that you need. Like you just taught me, and I wrote this down. I promise you I didn't know this stuff before. You just taught me you need the land, you need to make sure that there's utilities, then you need an architect to build, da da da. All of that stuff that's like second nature to you, most people don't know, especially your target audience, and so, which is me and others, right? Us. So if you also become the person who is like giving so much free game about something, and you're only really going to talk about like 3 or 4 topics over and over and over again, because every day someone's going to discover you, and you're just going to like be a teacher. And in being a teacher, 99% of the people will watch it and say, oh my gosh, I now know that. That's so cool. And the 1% are going to say, I like that. I want her to do it for me. Right? And then the big play, I think, is you do this on Instagram, but then you also, you have a version that goes on TikTok, and then a version that goes on LinkedIn, and then a version that goes on YouTube. And you have longer form for YouTube. And that, I think, on YouTube is where you could really have a breakout for what you do. You could, even if it's like, you don't need to have 1 million people see it. Let's say you have 1,000 people, 400 people see this video, but it's a 15-minute, 30-minute video where you're with the client and you're walking them through the process. Or you're literally walking them through the home that they're seeing for the first time. Like, oh my God, like reaction videos.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's so many different types of videos you could have. Even if you wanted to choose 1 or 2 of those, or 3, like education, makeover, and reaction. Boom. And then every single day, you're posting something. Something is coming from that. And I promise you, you could have posted something 7 days ago, edit it, take off the first 3 seconds, put a different song on it, put different words to it, and put it out there again. It's going to capture people. And even if you had like 400 people see that 15-minute video where the person is seeing their dream home for the first time, 40 of those people are going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to spend this year being able to afford that. And they're going to get in touch with you, because on every one of these videos, every single one of them, you're also going to have a really easy to go to website. This is the website. This is how you apply for more information if you want one of my people to call you. This is how you look at these other videos I have on here about like this 60-minute renovation video that's like, only a few people are going to watch, but those few people are going to be customers. And this is how you apply if you're ready to get started right now. You don't even want a phone call. This is how you apply. Put your deposit down. Da, da, da. Right? So I'm just kind of going through it fast, but this is like the vision for it, because I think that you can do your 2 million, especially because you have all that foundation you have created, and you have like this other opportunity. It's like so clear to you. And then you have the, call it a blessing or the luck of, you also, not everybody can do like video. Do you have customers from the past who would go on camera and give a testimonial?
The one I'm finishing now, like we did great. Like she
great.
loved it.
If you have this customer who, you said tomorrow you're going to go over to their house?
Okay, tomorrow, yeah.
That is another opportunity to get really great footage and just say, on your next house, I'll give you 5% off, or on your, if you refer a friend, I'll give you a referral fee. If you let us film us talking about this, or you walking through the house or something, because that's going to be like gold. That kind of content is gold for you, and it's evergreen. So you're going to have, yes, you're going to put it up in January, but you're also going to see it in June. You're going to see it next June, and then the one after that, because seeing your first house, for the first time is like, that doesn't get old. That's really cool. And every single day, someone's going to notice that. How does that resonate with you when I say that?
No, yeah, I love that. And I actually had that idea. So you just like confirmed it for me.
Yes.
So the lady that we did her remodel, it's so wonderful. She was actually on the panel that selected me for this program.
Oh.
She's another Latina, and she's like the CEO of a bank. And I'm like, and she called me.
That's amazing.
And so like that's just like another connection. And she already told me she wants to like keep working with me. And she's in Austin. Like, I haven't even met her in person.
Yeah.
And I've already, like, we already made transactions. She already paid me. And I'm
that's
like,
great. So this is another lesson too that you've learned.
Yeah.
It's like a very specific type of homeowner you want, client you want. And you obviously you're not going to do anything that is discriminatory whatsoever, but how cool would it be to have certain of your videos be only in Spanish? Mm-hmm. And you're just speaking to that professional Latina mm-hmm. who is in their 30s or their 40s, who lives in within 60 miles of this point, and you're just talking to her, even though other people will see it. This is who you're talking to, and you find her in that crowd. Again, it's about like being known for something, being the person to go to, the go-to person in ... Bring in, if you are the lighthouse that's bringing all of the attention this way, and then that attention is creating opportunity for your employees, for your contractors, for the people themselves who are buying, then you can do this perpetually. You say, it's worth it. It's worth it for me to spend an hour once a month filming, even though it's kind of silly. Okay, I'm going to put makeup on, I'm going to put my shirts on, going to film, going to have somebody in my family member is going to hold the camera. But then I'm going to take that and I'm going to put some words over it on a reel, then download that reel because it has the words now, put that on TikTok, put that on YouTube Shorts. And yes, it's a little silly, but also I get 3 like real leads a week. And for every 10 of those, 1 becomes a client. So I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm definitely going to be doing that. And I have been more intentional. It's just like I just need to be more organized.
Do you have an executive assistant or any kind of organizational person?
No, not yet, but I do, and that's another like on my list.
Yeah,
definitely. Like in order to scale, I have to. So
you have to. Yeah. And when you say it's on your list, do you mean it's on your list, or do you mean I'm going to do it by January 15th?
I'm going to do it as soon as I get another contract.
So it's about money that's holding you back? What about a fractional person? Like, could you afford $500 right now for someone to put you in a position where you're not forgetting things, you do have 10 times the content up, and you have less stress and more time?
Honestly, it's just I'm not able to afford it.
You're not able to afford it?
No, like this year it's like we were literally selling like tacos and burritos at one point.
Did I see a video about that?
I don't know.
You were saying like the hustle's real and like you showed.
Oh yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
we like because we didn't have business, so we were like, well, we got to do what we got to do.
Okay, so
that's
can I be real with you? Like, I'm gonna be real with you. You didn't say yes, so can I be real with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why you say it? Why you?
No, yeah.
Why you like?
No, yes.
I prefer you wouldn't.
You always real.
Yeah,
though.
I would be real with you. If I was in that situation, which I have been multiple times, you couldn't stop me from starting this situation right now. Like, this wouldn't be a casual conversation. It would be like an urgent emergency. Like, okay, let me go home right now and film 10 clips and get the calendar going. And if it's too much for me to organize, let me get a friend, a family member, come work with me for 30 minutes. And we're going to work on this. And when I get my first check, I got you. Like, it has to be an emergency for you because it seems to be one, right? Yeah. And so, like, if I'm saying to you, $500 is what it would take to hire a fractional EA, executive assistant, or something like that who would help you get like 4x what you're getting right now because of the things that they take off your plate, the things you'd be able to do. And you're saying, well, I can't because of the money. There has to be some way that you go from zero to can't to, yeah, I'm gonna make that happen. Because I really believe that'll break things out for you. But if you don't, the coming out of your shell will take longer. And you'll be looking at this in a few months and you'll be like, because it sounds like to me, and this is okay, but it just sounds like you're waiting on the big thing to happen.
Yeah.
There are some really actionable steps you can take right now that are in your control that you can start now before the big thing happens to accelerate the big thing happening. And to me, I see it so much potential in you, and that's why I chose you to be the first person on here.
Thank you so much.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because there's some people I could have this conversation with, and they'd be like, cool, and they go home and they wouldn't do anything. I know that you have a hunger and you have a talent that can take you so far. And it's this little part, it's like when you're down and being kicked and like everything is showing up. Like even getting here today, I bet was like, it was like, oh, let me get here.
Yeah, someone bumped my mirror on the way.
You see, like it's
wrecking.
It's like when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
But you have to break out of that. I know this. I can relate to this, and I know that it's like you're down. You're like, I don't even know how to get out of bed, let alone put up 4 TikToks. If you could predict, if I do that, it changes my life, and it's free, so I don't have to spend any money and hope that it'll work. It's just free right now on my phone. Isn't it worth it just to try? So one of the things this is a VIP day. So one of the things I want to do is see, I'm just thinking in this moment, like see if we can kind of start you off with some stuff. I got Rook and Angel in the room. Can we do some videos with Monica and get her started? Yeah. You can say it out loud. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, you can. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And I think that if you were up for it, I think that would be great. And then we can talk a little bit about like a little bit more, because we're going to be at this game later today, courtside. Yeah. That's crazy. So we'll have time to talk a little bit while like basketballs are being thrown at our head. Have you ever been courtside?
No.
Let me tell you,
never.
we got to protect each other. Because Rook was with me courtside at a game once, and he saved my face.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not terrible like that, but it is like you're on the court. Okay. Like there was one point I thought I was in the game. At one point, it was so I was like, oh, did I catch that?
That's amazing.
But we'll have time to talk even more about the pieces of this, But I think like the foundation. How do you feel today about things? Like, walk me a little bit through your emotion.
I mean, I feel good about being here, and like I think like the way I react is not normal. I'm just like that kind of person where like if something bad or exciting or something happened to me, I'm like no face until a couple hours later. So like whenever you had messaged me, I started crying like 3 hours later.
Oh, really? The other thing that I want to do is I want to give you $1,000 credit on HireRunner.co, which is my company that helps connect with fractional operations help. So you can go on there, search for somebody, see who you want to work with you for several hours in January who can take a lot of this stuff off your plate. So they can even do your schedule for you of this is what you're going to post, this is what you're going to do. They may even be able to post for you if you trust them to go in to your sites. That's what I want to do just to get that kickstart.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's exciting because that's what I need.
Yeah. HireRunner.co, wait, we do it again. HIRE runner.co. Yeah. And that's where I'm going to have you $1,000 credit. And I think you'll be off to the races once you have that kind of that
Thank
package.
You so much.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate that.
This is a VIP day, so this is about getting you kickstarted. I do the fist bump. Getting you kickstarted, and then we're gonna have fun tonight. I can't wait. Yeah. Take your mind off of stuff. Just go out there, and then also when you're courtside, you meet people, right? So when you're courtside, let's talk a little bit loud about your work. Let's see if somebody's looking for some. I'm gonna introduce you to people because that's where deals are done.
Yeah.
People don't just go to courtside just to see the game. They go there to do deals, to talk to people, be in the same atmosphere as people who can make deals for them.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
And I love everything about you and what you're doing. And thank you for teaching us. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you.
General Counsel of Dallas Mavericks. Here with Arlan and the fam. She's good luck for the Mavs. Every time she shows up, she gets a win. This is a fact. This is a fact.
This is my new book that's out, Your First Million. Would you like a copy of this? To make your first million? What a day. We did so much today. Now the Mavericks didn't win. They lost by 3 points, but the game was incredible. And here's what happened. This is what's so cool. So we had this day, this amazing day, this conversation, right? And it wasn't just about going to this game. I told Monica right before we got here, I said, I bet you're gonna meet somebody here that could be a client. About halfway through the game, someone started talking to us, and it was another Latinx woman. And she was curious about my book because I had it with me. And so we started talking. I introduced her to Monica. She's a doctor. Her best friend's a lawyer. Her husband is another doctor, and they were with someone who had season tickets courtside. And I was able to introduce them to Monica, who they were very interested in learning more about how she builds houses, and that's how they were introduced. So they followed each other on Instagram immediately. They had a great conversation, and that's why you want to be in those places, right? It's not just about seeing the game, having fun. It's about proximity. It's about opportunity and creating opportunity for yourself, being in the room. So if you can't be on courtside, can you be at the game? Can you spark up a conversation? And can you get yourself thinking about, how do I get closer and closer and closer to courtside? And you know I don't just mean that literally, right? So it was just a really cool thing to see, and I didn't get it on film because I didn't want to mess up their vibe, but it was very cool.
Thank you, Arlan. You're the best. Thank you. Your first million. Let's go.